Hello, Margreta, the first one in the room. Hopefully, we're going to have a few more people. Yes, Rose, Camille, hello. Beautiful people. Elizabeth, welcome. We are just going to give it a minute while people start coming in. Hi, Hannah. Hi, Susan, my darling. Oh, look, we got lovely, loads of people coming in. It's so, so nice. I wanted to open up. Sorry, just adjust myself there. Oh, girls, let's go. I wanted to open up this call to lots of people today because obvious reasons, guys. We are for sure worldwide, nationwide in a state of crisis right now, and we all need to come together and we all need to support each other. We are in a new world we're in a new world. Basically, I strongly believe that life will never be the same as it was again, not because I think coronavirus is going to go on forever, but because I think the mentalities and the mindsets of people will change so much after this. Hi, Kim, beautiful face. I think the mentalities and the mindsets of people will change so much after this pandemic, that we will all need to learn how to live again after it. I think even let's say for example it goes on for another 3 months, this quarantine situation. I don't know what it's like for you guys there. Do please leave a comment and let me know what the situation is, where you are, how you're feeling about it. Let's get input from everybody here right now. Let's see where we're at. Is anybody here in Italy? God, I hope not. I know that we've got people potentially joining the call from Spain. I'm in Egypt right now. We've just had a curfew set. You all have to be inside your homes by 7. Everything has to close by 5, apart from supermarkets, obviously pharmacies, and food delivery services. So that's pretty much where we're at right now, but we're expecting it to get worse. Like my parents are in the UK right now. There's full lockdown, full quarantine. Nancy is in Spain. Yeah, I know a few VAs in Spain who are experiencing that. I've got a really good friend in Spain as well, whose boyfriend is actually Egyptian out here in Egypt. She couldn't get back to him before it got really bad in Spain and all that. So it's so disheartening to hear these stories about these people and what's going on in the world. Giant Tab, I don't know if I said that right, but you're in the UK. Yeah, my folks are in the UK. My mum is in Cornwall with my stepdad, and my brother is up in Manchester. That's literally the extent of my family. Megan is in Wisconsin. 30-day mandatory stay-home orders start at 8 a.m. today. You can only leave for groceries and medical. So there's a lot of people in the same boat and in the same situation. And to be honest with you, anything that we were doing before work-wise has to shift now. It's not like I see people still sort of trying to continue and carry on, but it's not going to work anymore. Like we've got to make changes. We've got to make shifts. I think for the VA world or the virtual assistant world, the biggest thing we can start doing is thinking to ourselves, how can we help businesses who are going to struggle, who are sort of technically more offline? How are we going to help them work online? We've got so many opportunities and so many avenues to do this. Teachers are going to have to start tutoring kids at home online. Even medical advice is going to have to start being given at home online. Even down to therapies, psychologists, people like that, they're going to have to start working at home online. There's going to be no visits to the couch anymore. We have to start thinking about how restaurants can start doing more home delivery services, more preparing meals, food parcels for people. It's going to get, I think it's going to get worse before it gets better for sure. But I hope that the online workforce will start to rise and play a really significant, important part in what is going on right now. Welcome, Ben. You're amongst a lot of ladies right now, but maybe that suits you. I don't know. Oh, Martha, hi. So Joni is hello from San Diego, California. We're at stay at home. Yeah, they're in lockdown. We've just had someone on from Spain. Martha also has been saying that you guys are also in lockdown over there. Megan says appointment restrictions change daily, even things like banking more online and virtual banking. Yeah, we've got to start getting in this mindset of online everything. I think, you know, I was thinking to myself as well, like about these businesses that are absolutely thriving right now. Like one of them is these online education tools. So we've obviously school here has stopped, and I've got my kids in a private school here, which I pay a fair amount of money for, but I have asked to actually remove them from that because I don't feel like the online lessons and the way that the offline schools are working is really cutting it. And I know for a fact I can get a better education, a much cheaper education from the online tools that are already existing, because obviously we've been digital nomads for a long time. So my kids didn't really have stable school until we kind of moved back to Egypt, sort of 2018. So before that, we were doing things like there's an online schooling system called IXL, and I'm putting them back on IXL. I'm doing languages via an online system called Duolingo. So all of these online systems now are really starting to come to more to light. It's become an essential necessity, an essential part of life. You know, and especially for stay-at-home people, like I'm a mum on my own. With my 3 kids, and suddenly I'm running my business, which still is kind of partially a business, even though I have lost 2 of my biggest clients since coronavirus, because they're working in the travel industry. All travel has stopped, nobody's going anywhere, so this is the way it's going right now. And we can either sit there and feel sorry for ourselves, or we can start to think, what are we going to do about it? So for me, in my business right now, I have decided to rebrand. I'd had this on my mind for a long time. I have to move outside of Business Catalyst because they're closing down. So I've chosen a new platform called Podia. For those of you who have been on my calls for like the last couple of years since Business Catalyst announced this, I've been going from one to the next, saying this is, I think, is the one. This is what I've actually chosen it now. I'm going into Podia for online business products and things like that. I'll just leave that in the chat for anybody who's interested. And we've already started migration, and that's what I'm going to be doing over April. I think April in the online business world is going to be a time of confusion, and my prediction is that not a lot is going to happen. Not a lot of people's minds. There's going to be like an incubation period of shock, I think, where people are going to have to kind of digest what's going on in the world before they realize that this isn't a 2-week thing and everything's going to go back to normal. Probably by the end of April, I think it would have sunk in. And I think by then, both the clients who have the businesses who want to survive and want to try and thrive during this time, and the VAs who also want to do that too, they're going to start to come together more, I think, in May, and realize, okay, this is a new world. How are we going to adapt? How are we going to move forward in this? Oh, Ben is in Sri Lanka and they're on lockdown too. Ben, it's nice to see you. Okay, so that's what I'm planning to do anyway. I'm actually moving house. I've still kept my house move on for the end of the month. I'm in the process of it right now, and I don't want to stop it and be in limbo, and I've signed contracts and things. So I'm moving house over the next couple of days. And as soon as I'm in my new house, I'm also going to start looking at putting together a lot of big changes in my business to try and adapt to this, but also doing a lot of training for clients or potential clients of VAs who are wondering now how they move forward with their business on the internet. Thank God for the internet. Thank God we still have the internet. I don't know whether you've noticed. So that's my plan anyway. So it's a plan to sort of do some free training for clients and VAs, hopefully bring them together, give them some ideas, get things moving again in this direction in this new way by just accepting it and saying, this is how we are right now. This is how it's going to be working. Let's see what we can do here. Plus the rebrand of my business. So I'm hoping like by May, all that would have come to pass. And by May, people are going to start getting serious and start thinking to themselves, sorry, I've got to earn some money. I can't rely on my government for the rest of my life to give me 94 quid a week so I could actually just scrape by and get some rice maybe. You know, that ain't going to cut it. It's not going to work. It's fight or flight right now. So we're going to either get our shit together and do something, or we're going to sit indoors watching telly feeling sorry for ourselves. Both is fine. I have no preference for what you do on either. But I'm in the one category where I'm not going to sit on my laurels and just wait to ride this out. No, I'm going to say this is how life is now. And this is what I've got to do to help other people, because we've got to help each other now. This is an even playing field now. We're on a level playing field. For the first time in my entire life, I'm 38 years old, 39 this year. This is the first time I've seen complete equality. Recessions don't do that. I've been through a recession, 2008. My business also went through the recession. Only something like this can create equals. And when we're all equal, then we're all helping and supporting each other. And I feel like this is what it's doing. Heart goes out to Prince Charles in the UK. Poor guy, just found out he's got coronavirus. Yeah, so, you know, it could happen to anyone. This could happen to anyone, you know, and I don't think it's a time where we need to be shutting down. I think it's a time when we need to be thinking about how can we continue this. I've also noticed, I don't know whether you guys noticed on social media as well, there's been a lot less bitching on social media. For sure, there's been people with differences on coronavirus. Okay, Hannah's shaking her head. But the petty little crap that people usually complain and bitch about, I've actually not seen very much of it. I've seen mostly supportive posts, helping, saying we see this is like, okay, children at home 24/7. I've seen a lot of supportive posts about coronavirus and how people are, and also we stay in our pajamas 24/7 too. Why not? People supporting each other with coronavirus in the different countries, just generally offering support. There's been a lot of funny social posts as well about coronavirus. It's definitely not a laughing matter, but oh my God, if we don't have the ability to smile during this time, we're all going to die. Hannah says there's lots more loving good bits, just the expat groups. Yeah, the expat groups do get bitchy, but I notice it from my perspective anyway, living in Egypt. It's more about like, they're bitching about how the country is operating and running and doing things, and you know it shouldn't be like this because, you know, and it's just like everyone's got to do their best. And believe me, the locals of the country probably know better than the expats of the country, because they know their country, they've lived in their country, they know the people in their country, and they know what's feasible in their country. Great that we've got more people joining. That's so cool. So I wanted to share some other uplifting things. I just got some notes here, you know, because they're helpful. Also, I was thinking about to myself, and I mentioned this before, about these environmental changes that are occurring because of this. It's like, for me, I'm not going to preach religion or anything like that, but I think that the universe has a plan, and I think this is a divine act of healing for our planet right now. It's incredible how much has happened in such a short space of time, from, you know, Trump basically saying like, oh, F the ozone layer, you know, who cares about it type thing, to suddenly everything is shifting the planet. The pollution is cleaning up, our waters are cleaning up, our rivers are cleaning up, everything, because we're not out there constantly on a daily basis just throwing more ammunition at it. So for me, if we're going to look at the positive side of these things, that is one hell of a positive. I don't know how you guys feel about that too. Again, it's like there's more support from people. We're more human now. I feel like we've been more human in the last couple of weeks than we've ever been in the years of social media that I've been on there. And I was there right from the beginning, you know, like I started my business before social media even came out. Even Kim says, yeah, she agrees. I don't know, it's just people are more human. So yeah, and also I really hope for all those people in those corporate environments that hadn't yet made that transition out into working online or freelancing, I really hope they're feeling grateful right now for what's happened as well, because you're out of that cubicle, and hopefully your boss will realize that you don't need to be stuck in that cubicle working all hours of the day and night in order to have their business function. I really hope that at the end of this, when we do come out of it, and we will all come out of it, not all of us, but let's say when the population that make it through come out of it, I hope that these corporate giants will have some alternative methods and feel that the working from home method is still really viable in the new climate, even when things do start to improve, which let's be honest, year and a half, who knows? But we don't have time to wait. We have to start thinking about business. We have to start thinking about online business. We have to start thinking about supporting other businesses. We have to start coming up with ideas, how to innovate, how to help schools and educators get better systems online for teaching. We have to start helping medical people get better systems in line for diagnosis. We have to start a lot of things. You know, just think of a business and then think about how we can help it. Think about how it can transition online. Believe me, I've been doing this for years. This is like one of the things I specialized in for 15 years. I have been specializing in it for 15 years, taking offline businesses online, showing people that it can be done in the online environment. Not everything, but a lot. A lot can be done. And even if it can't be done exactly the same way that you do it offline, there can be transformations and transitions into online stuff that we haven't yet considered. This is opening our minds. This is opening possibilities, creating opportunities for us. So let's use it. Let's use this time. We're all sat at home. Let's just do something productive with it. Obviously, if you have 3 kids like me, you're like today, I'm trying to work online and my kids are asking me to spin the twister thing. Yeah, that's home education, the playing twister. I'm like there spinning the twister wheel for them and telling them left foot green, you know, writing an email. So this is how it's working. So I wanted to share something positive. Hopefully Megan is still here. Where are you, Megan? Oh, there you are. Yeah, Megan is still here.
I'm still here.
Yeah. Okay, so Megan got to me. Sorry, got to me. She always gets to me. Oh, look, my daughter wants to show you the twister map that we were playing earlier. Thank you. Okay, so Megan said to me before the call, do you mind if I get together with this group and offer something? And I said, yeah, for sure. So she told me about what she wanted to do. And I basically just said, you guys, you know, you can take the floor and just tell people about this. And really, Megan is my right hand. I've worked with Megan. She's worked in my business for a very, very long time, years. I don't even know how many years now. Oh, my daughter wants to show you the obelisk now.
Yeah, I don't even know. I mean, I don't even know how many years. I lost track at this point. I'd have to like, literally go back.
What, 7? I don't know. Maybe, I don't know.
7, 8. I don't know, something like that.
Okay,
yeah.
So Megan's been working with me that long, and she took my training. That's how we met originally. And she's working as a VA. She does training for online VAs as well. So I think all these people who do training for online VAs and help people work online, do what you can for people right now. I know I'm putting plans in place to do what I can to help people. And Megan is just a classic example of someone who's stepping up to help. So Megan, I'll let you explain.
So yeah, it's short and sweet, guys. So basically, about 2 months ago, around the beginning of the year, I came up with a new course, and it's all about having a success mindset. And I think right now, with everything going on, more than ever, people need to be in the right state of mind and having that, you know, positivity and encouragement. And sometimes you don't have that person, especially when we're in quarantine, you don't have that person over your shoulder. So, you know, you have to find ways to grow and, you know, expand your mindset and everything like that for yourself. So, and this kind of came with working with clients and students and that kind of thing. So it's an 8-module course. Along with it, I'm offering as a bonus the Email Rockstar, which is my email course. It's a course on bringing your inbox down to inbox 0 pretty quickly. I know some of you in the group have taken it. And then also there's ongoing monthly support calls, kind of like Michelle does. Normally I charge $197 for that, and I'm willing to offer it to anyone in the group that wants it, that feels it'll help them, for free until Sunday. So I will put a link. There's a link and a coupon code. Use the coupon code when you go to register, so the price you see on the page won't apply. If you want to go ahead and take advantage of that, that is entirely up to you, but it will be available until Sunday. So you get a lot out of that. So I hope that helps everybody. I'm trying to do, we only have so many hours in the day. So I'm like, okay, what can I do and what makes sense for everyone right now? And I think the mindset aspect is where people really, struggle sometimes on a day-to-day basis, not just from work, but just personal and balancing things and kids being home and homeschooling and all that, especially if that's something totally new to you. So I hope that helps everyone. You're welcome.
There's a lot of love in the room right now for you, Megan. So thank you so much to Megan for that. And believe me, Megan is awesome. I love her to death. And just listen to her, because she's a beautiful, beautiful person. And she has a lot of good stuff to say. Sorry. So, what else? Does anyone want to share, contribute how they're doing right now, what they're thinking, what their thoughts are in this situation? You can unmute yourself. You can leave it in a chat if you want. Unmute yourself. You got any questions you want to ask? Anything that you want to put out there? We've got a lot of good minds in this area right now and in this space right now, but we've also got a lot of people who are asking a lot of questions or having a lot of doubts and concerns. So we can just open up the floor and see what people have to say, or anything that people want to ask. If you want to talk, that's fine. You can unmute yourself and just start talking. Darling, can you go and watch that over there? Or you can leave something in the chat. Up to you guys. Thank you, Ravi, for joining. Sandra, Catherine, Angie. We've had more people join since we started the call, which is awesome. Who is that? Hannah.
It's Hannah.
Hi, Hannah.
Yeah, it's just my dog starts barking as soon as I unmuted myself.
That's okay. My kids are in the background.
I think I can, I'm sort of the last sort of week or so seeing a real lot of opportunity to help people, as you're saying. And I really appreciate the live that you did last week as well, Michelle, because I was feeling right down on the floor, and that kind of helped me kind of get out of those kind of difficult days. But I think that there's also still hesitation of just being, I don't know, just how to come across, and get myself out and invite people on to just, little short calls. That's what I want to do. Just invite people on for, 15, 30-minute calls to get a feel for what their issues are and how they'd like to be helped.
Yeah. And
just bounce ideas rather than going in and being really sort of salesy with people right now. Because I think you're right that people are just not in a place. Most of us are in shock, and just deal with what the change is.
But also, I think even for virtual assistants, we're in a situation right now where we don't know what our business looks like a month, 6 months down the line. We don't know what that looks like until until it actually happens. So I think other people are in that same situation now. So if we can somehow get heads together and start to think to ourselves, well, what could this look like? How could this work? How could we make this happen? I think it's a really negative standpoint when people think they're just gonna, what little funds they might have, they're just gonna stay at home, hold those funds until they finish, and then suddenly everything's gonna go back. It's like we've got to step in now and start educating people now on this working online environment and what people can potentially do to keep their businesses running. People still have to function normally. We still need education. We still need a lot of things that, we still need to eat. We still need to drink. We still need to function as normal human beings. It's just that we're doing it right now, majority of the time from our homes. So now we have to start thinking to ourselves, well, what will people buy? What will people pay for? How will people see the value in investing in that right now? And I don't think that this is like woe is me, all is lost. I think this is just a case of adapting. And I think the minds of a lot of people, when I think about myself, you know, like with the experience I've had and being literally 15 years in a business where I've never had to have direct contact with anybody to be able to run that business. And also a lot of my clients, because I specialize in digital products, a lot of my clients also are in the same situation where they don't have to have any contact with anyone to be able to do business. It's like we need to start listening to these people. These people need to also start coming forward and start offering their advice and information for free. Like you, Hannah, like getting on these quick calls, getting on these 15-minute calls, saying like, how are we going to keep your business going, you know, in these times, rather than just kind of say, well, no one's going to buy anything and we're stuffed and we're doomed, because the world still has to function. People will start to realize that. They won't realize it right now. I think if we go in now, right now, and start talking about this stuff, I think, like I say, it's just a little bit of a shock for people. Their mind isn't on it. Their mind right now is on the television and how many people died in Italy today, and how many people died in Spain today, you know, or what new quarantine restrictions were in place. Once that all evens out, once the world starts realizing this is the way we're living now, I think then that will settle in and people will, their minds will start to shift into how do I exist like this now. That's just my 2 cents on that.
How do you think we should, what in your view, Michelle, how do you think we should prepare for that then? So now is not really the time to be inviting people onto calls then?
I think it's fine to invite people onto calls, but I'm just saying I don't think you're going to get the kind of response. I think more community stuff will work better rather than one-on-one, because I don't think people are trusting themselves one-on-one right now. I don't think even if someone has a one-on-one call with you that they're going to trust themselves that, okay, I'm talking to this person and I'm going to believe what they say. No, I think we need to start thinking about communities of people, getting more involved in groups of people, doing more group calls with people in a similar industry. So like, let's say, for example, you are, one of my clients is a psychologist, okay, so they see a lot of people in person. So let's say, for example, you choose the target market of psychologists. I would say it's probably more beneficial to you right now to kind of get psychologists in on a group call, just to kind of thrash around ideas. What could potentially you do now? There are tools like Zoom you can use. Just start telling people that there is hope right now, that there is another way of working right now, even if your surgery or clinic is shut down. And let's all get together and start thinking about those ideas. And then I think that is more likely going to be more beneficial to ease the entry into this new way of working, and then ease the entry into particularly sort of hiring people who are more knowledgeable about this than they are, and they're going to realize that that's you. So I'm just going to look at these comments here right now, because there's been so much going on. Megan's talking about the medical situation over there. Martha's daughter's appointments at the doctors have been cancelled. Her appointments have been oh, you had a phone appointment, Martha. See, that's how things are going to start working now. Was that in Spain or England?
That was in Spain.
So did they do it in English with you, or did you have a translator?
No, I had my son here translating for me.
That's really cool.
Yeah.
So there you go. There's one opportunity right there. Translate.
I was going to say that's a business right there. Translation.
You know, and
I know.
This is what I'm saying about discussion and communication and talking with each other, amongst each other. This is what is gonna start bringing about these ideas and these changes in this environment. So that's really cool that you got that. I know that there is so many people in medical situations right now where coronavirus is just taking over. Megan's one of them. The stories about your mum, Megan, just really, you know, I hope she gets her up.
Yeah, me too.
Yeah, for sure. So we just have to start thinking about these things, thinking about these opportunities. And I believe the biggest benefits are going to come when minds come together and we start discussing this. So, I mean, if I'm going to give anyone a start to transitioning and still keeping their businesses going, I'm going to say approach the groups, the target groups, the people who are all struggling right now, saying my business is closed, I can't reach my clients anymore, I can't reach my customers anymore, or I don't know how to reach my customers anymore, I don't know what to do. Start going in there, communicating, talking, offering calls to individuals if you want to, but basically saying, go in there, say like, I'm going to hold a Zoom call on this day at this time. If anyone wants to come and join, I could probably help with some ideas with that. And, you know, you can do it registration based if you want to get people to sign up so you can see how many people are potentially going on the call, that type of thing. That's probably where I would go right now with that.
You know, you brought up sorry, go ahead.
No, carry on, Megan.
Oh, I was just going to say, you brought up kind of something interesting that I recently read, and I came across a woman, and I honestly don't remember who it was, but it was a blog post that was shared with me. And this woman wrote a blog post about, should you be trying to share and sell things from your business at a time like this when people are hurting and that kind of thing. And it really made me go back to like this mindset thing, because you can look at it two ways. You can look at it, and the way I try to run my business and everything is to help people. I'm not out to get money. Yes, I got to get paid to make a living and everything, but I'm going into it helping people. So if you're saying, you know, are you taking the approach, are you going after the money, or are you going after it helping people? Because if you're going with the approach of helping people, then you of course should share your services and promote, in my opinion anyway, because that's what people need right now more than ever, is to reinvent. And I don't want to say reinvent the wheel, but kind of, there's a lot of people who their business model is not working right now. So they can either watch their business fall apart, or they can take some kind of action or make a change where, you know, you can take your business online or a part of your business online, that kind of thing. And then they need that support. So I don't know how everybody else feels about it, but that's just my personal opinion. And it kind of made me think of that when you said what you said.
Yeah. To put this in perspective, if people don't know how to do business now, somebody's got to tell them. And yeah, for sure, we can charge for it still. But we really have to rethink our prices. I mean, like for me, for example, I realized that in this economy, in this climate, I can't charge what I was charging before. I'm not dumb. I want my business to survive. And if that means I have to lower my prices to help people so my business survives, so I can still put food in the mouths of my kids, then yeah, for sure, I'm going to do it. You know, I'm not proud. I'm certainly a very proud person, typical Taurus. And I have serious pride issues. But when it comes to survival, no, there's no room for that. There's no room for being, in my opinion, we have to help each other get back on our feet. We are all in the same situation right now, no matter who we are. And we have to get people back on our feet. Do you think that there are hundreds of people out right now buying Apple computers and buying stuff off of Bill Gates? Do you think there's hundreds of people out there right now shopping for Gucci handbags? No. We're all struggling. Gucci, Apple, sales have gone down. Everything's gone down. So what are we going to do? The only thing we can do is rely on each other. We are the human race. And our only survival is when we work together and cooperate. We've seen for so many years, across so many countries, when we fight with each other, we lose. We all lose and we die and we suffer. So the only way that we can get through this is if we support each other and we help each other and we put everything aside and we put all our pride issues aside and we put all our, this is what I'm worth aside. No, we're all the same. We're all in this the same way. I'm no different to you. You're no different to me. If I can help you, for sure, I'm going to do it. If you can't help me, somebody else, I hope, will. So let's just take this mentality.
I actually completely agree with you, Michelle. Although I just put in the chat about the 3 new clients that I got last week, I actually sacked a client 2 days ago because all she kept doing was doing webinar after webinar after webinar, scaremongering people, and fear is the biggest virus and this and that. And I was just like, well, that's not what I'm about. I didn't agree with what she was doing. And I know that she's struggling financially in her business as well, but she's feeding people, scaremongering to get them onto her webinars so that she can sell her products. And just when you were saying about people not going out for like buying Apple computers, this is my I key and that is my E key from my MacBook Pro. I've been hammering away at my keypad and my keys have come off. So I kind of have to like keep pressing them down. Yes, I now need another new computer, which actually my client in London that bought me this is actually going to get me another one.
Yeah,
because
Martha,
she wants me to do video work.
I already knew you were going to say that before you said that. Just for everybody who doesn't know Martha, all her clients just buy her loads of stuff, send her on like exotic places and plane flights. And this is Martha. Believe me, we all need a course from you, Martha, in how you do this.
Yeah, but I got it from you.
That's true, actually. Martha just said I do everything you told me to do, and like this happens. So thanks.
It's true, I did. I just did everything that Michelle told me to do, and that was it. And I still do it. To this day, I still listen to Michelle's little meditation, and I bet you didn't know that. And I know I hang out that often in the groups, but I still do. But anyway, yeah, I mean, just because we're all going to, need money in this environment, etc., as Michelle says. But I couldn't stand by I couldn't stay working for someone who was scaremongering and using fear to bring in clients, and that's just the way I am.
It won't go well for her.
Yeah,
it won't go
I
well
couldn't
for
take
her
it anymore. I've even actually blocked her on Facebook as well, because all her feeds just kept coming up onto my feeds, all her webinars and not webinars, or lives, and I blocked her because I couldn't take it anymore. Honestly, I'm all for the virus and I'm all for a positive mindset, but this was just complete scaremongering, and I'm just like, no.
Yeah, no, now is not the time to do that. Now is definitely not the time to do that. The more you scare people, the less they'll buy, in my opinion. We've got to, make love, not war here. But sure, Catherine said, "Hi, Michelle. I've been an executive personal assistant for a while. I'm wondering what program that you offer would be a fast track to put myself online. I'm not sure how to put myself out there." So there is a program that I have called the Freelancer. And believe me, I've looked at all my training, all my programs, and I'm wondering what's still really relevant right now. And for sure, the Freelancer is relevant. And there is also another one called the Getting Client Guide. And also all the information in there is still relevant. So the Freelancer, it was selling for £197, but we've got a link. Ravi, what are you doing? Sharing the screen. We've got a link for £97, but maybe even we'll cut that in half for you right now. So we'll do a special for anybody who wants the Freelancer and the Getting Client Guide. If you want the Getting Client Guide, if you're wondering about getting clients, everything in there is still relevant. Just contact us in support. We'll give that to you for free. Okay.
Michelle, what about your workshops too? Like for people that want to offer certain specific types of services.
There is Skillogy workshops, but that's for people if you want to learn skills. This person is an executive personal assistant, so I don't know if that is like if they've got those skills. I think probably just a freelancer will be okay. It's just taking those online. But Catherine and anybody in the room, if you guys need training of any kind, tell us what your situation is. Tell us what you need, and we'll do our best to accommodate you and help you in any way we can, with any resources that we already have, which are available for free. The Getting Client Guide, we're gonna when we transition and we go into this new platform, I'm gonna make the Getting Client Guide free. This is kind of like what people need right now anyway. So if you want that guide, then I'm going to give that away. Please use it and do what you can with it for now. But yeah, right now everything is out the window in terms of, for me, in terms of my products, what I'm charging, what I'm doing with people. Everything is just I'm starting again. So I want to help people. I want to help you guys. If you need anything from Virtual Miss Friday, you got to come and ask, and we'll help you in any possible way that we can. Now is the time to get other people, other businesses, and yourself just working, just functioning, just keep going, survive. This is what it's all about. Catherine is also an accountant. Where are you an accountant, Catherine? Okay, reach out to support@virtualmissfriday.com. Everyone probably still has that question. So I don't know why I can't get out of private chat. Oh, here we are. Yeah, so if you guys want to write in, you can write in on that email. Oh, Catherine, you're in New York as well. I know things are really bad over there right now. Bad everywhere, really, but... okay, so guys, what else can I help you with? Is there anything else you guys want to talk about while we're here? Any questions, any concerns, anything you want to share even? Martha, it's really amazing that you were able to get 2 new clients in this last week.
I got 3.
Oh, of course you did. Just call it 4. Let's just go for yeah, so what's going on there?
Okay, so this was kind of like I was doing work for a client's client, and then my client decided to ditch her client, and her client then contacted me and says, will you work with me directly?
Right.
And then I had an old client who was doing video work with her client, and they needed a VA and full customer support, so she sent him to me. And then the ex-client came back to me and said, can you work for me as well again? So it was kind of like word of mouth, people that I'd done work for in the past, that type of thing. So that's how they've come back to me. But the thing is, I didn't even have to lower my prices for them, for those ones anyway, because they kind of knew what my pricing was. So I managed to maintain my pricing for them. But all my other clients that I have, I've offered them a reduction in their pricing.
That's beautiful. Do you mind sharing what industries these clients are in?
One is in risk assurance. One is an author of a children's book who's just about to be released on April 7th. One of them's a branding expert, and I've got one's a gender balance consultant.
Wait, a gender balance consultant? A gender... Yeah. So they teach people how to be a man. What is that? Sorry.
They basically they go into organizations. So our client base is Chanel, Pernod Ricard, Christian Dior, all those types of like high profile kind of corporate organizations. And when their senior top management team are wanting to expand in their career, then my client goes in and coaches them and gets them through their interview stage and then gets them up into the next level. She doesn't believe in the glass ceiling for females, because everyone bangs on about the glass ceiling and the females can only hit so far. She goes in and she runs this thing called strategic debates, where she goes into companies and she basically makes men rethink their game.
That's really interesting.
And how to promote females. So yeah, it was really, really good. And
how is she doing? Sorry, I'm going to my phone. How is she doing her business right now?
At the moment, she's doing it all online.
Okay.
We've switched it on. Yeah, because she used to do physical, but now it's all video calls.
Really interesting. Very interesting.
But I mean, she works from home as well. So she was based in France. They had an office in France. They moved over to the UK.
Yeah.
I've been there for about 6 years now, which is about the length of time I've been with the company. And now she does everything online. She works from home anyway, so we're all used to working from home. So I've got a variety of clients, but I can honestly say that bringing in my new clients in the past week, and even doing a reduction in fees for my current clients. And what I will say, everybody, the clients that I have are all long term. It's that I've been with some of them for about 6 years, some 4 years. So that they're kind of like long term people. So even with their reductions, I've actually still making a profit.
Yeah, it's amazing. Like, I hope this gives all of you hope inside this room about that this isn't like the apocalypse. It's not the end of days. We are all going to still work and function. We just got to find a way of how to do that. And like I say, the stuff, I'm actually, like I say, I'm moving in the next few days. And as soon as I get into my new home, like from April, I'm starting to line up. People have been asking me to do interviews and stuff like that, to start helping to educate their audiences on this new way of working. I'm going to be brainstorming and doing a lot of free stuff myself on how we can start educating clients on how to do that. So if you're not subscribed to my mailing list, subscribe to my mailing list. It's virtualmissfriday.com/academy. And you'll be able to join that for free. So you get notifications of when I'm going to be doing those up and coming calls. But for me, like my focus right now for sure is helping VAs still, but it's more about helping the clients to understand that they can still use the freelancers and still use the VA market and do that stuff. Let's take a look at the comments. Oh, Megan, bless her. She says if anyone is interested or wants to create a course, which is obviously going to be a big thing, big topic for people this year in 2020, creating online courses, then she is happy to have a free chat with you on megandixononline.com/share skills. Catherine has said to me in a private message, what is the name of the program? Freelancer, how to get clients signed. Missed the name of the other. Okay, so if you're just starting out and you want to just get online and just start doing this stuff, there is a program called the Freelancer and the Getting Clients Guide. I can actually put the links to those in here for you. I'll just find them in a sec. Sandra says, my employer asked me to WFH work from home for the past few weeks, and I need to use this time to go through the VMF training. Yes, please do, Sandra, because there's lots of good stuff in there. Martha says, Megan is awesome. There isn't anything she doesn't know about creating online courses. That's true. She's helped me through creating a lot of all mine, and she's really, really amazing. Okay, so let me just get the link to the Freelancer for you so you can just look at that. But like I say, contact us if you need a special price, if you are struggling, if you are in a situation where you need help and you need support, just to get something out there, and we'll help you. We're not going to leave you high and dry. So I'll put the link in there right now to the Freelancer. And this is just a program or course, just how to start working online, how to start taking your services online. It's really helpful. Right now, my 11-year-old daughter is there doing TikTok videos while I'm on this call. This is what happens in our house. Okay, so there's a Freelancer, and there is also the Getting Client Guide. But if you want the Getting Client Guide, contact us. We'll send this to you. My support team are going to go nuts because I never even discussed any of this with them, but that's okay. Okay.
I'm sorry, Michelle. This is Catherine.
Hi, Catherine.
I'm sorry. I'm actually I do have the freelance program already. I haven't had a chance to go into it, so that's why I was reaching out.
Okay.
But you mentioned the other ones. So to get the client one, I guess reach out to support for that. And then you mentioned something else, and I wasn't sure what that was or what it's for, what it's used for. I'm pretty tech savvy, and those are just a few.
When Megan mentioned the workshops. So right now we're in the process right now of doing 9 workshops based on individual VA skills or freelance skills that you can learn, but they're called Skillogy workshops. So what it is, it's not just learning the skill or learning the basics of the skill to get you started. It's learning the strategy behind how you pitch, sell, deliver, and process that skill, and then either close the project or retain the client. So that's what the workshops are all about. So there are 9 in total. I've completed 5. What we were intending to do, I'm happy to say this on this call as well, is that we're intending to do 1 every month. So I've done 1 every month for the last 5 months, and there's 4 left, if I can count properly. So there was 4 left, but I've decided to skip April because literally nobody's mind is on this stuff right now. But I will be coming back in May and start doing consecutively the remaining 4 workshops. So right now we've done a whole bunch on personal assistant, general admin, graphic designer, website developer. What else have we done? So we've done like 5, all in these different areas. And then customer support representative. Thank you, Susan. I always forget that one. Susan. So Susan's been on all of them, by the way. So that's how she knows.
Quite honestly, Michelle, even somebody that has experience in these skills, though, I still find that the workshops are really valuable because sometimes from the workshops, you'll find that maybe you can package your current skill set better or process the tasks better. So even if sometimes you have the knowledge, it's sometimes the efficiency of offering the service that can improve from your workshop. Not necessarily just the learning of the skill.
Yeah, that's something I do in my workshops. So just always. No, Catherine, go on.
I'm sorry. We never stop learning. So everyone has a different method and a way, and I'm sure it's a great workshop. Now, where can I find these workshops?
Okay, so I'll put the link to the workshops as well in there. 1 second. I'll put obviously like the sale link in there as well. But the thing I do with my workshops is not what a lot of people do. Is I template everything. So I template the packages, and I template how you deliver those packages. I template the emails that you have to send to the client. Everything is kind of like a little bit word for word. I don't have a sale link. I just have the main link. But if you guys want the sale link and you want to do anything with that, then just contact us on support@virtualmissfriday.com. But that's the workshops. So for me, it's like I take it week by week. We do a 4-week workshop or a 4-part workshop. The first week in the workshops, we focus on the skill itself. Like, what is it that you're going to offer and how are you going to do that? And then the second week, we focus on the pre-client management expectations. So what you need to communicate to the clients before you start working with them, and also the potential options for packages and pricing. So because I template everything, I tend to give you what you want. I don't give you so many options. I say, this is what I would offer myself, and you can adapt it and change it how you want. So the pricing and the pricing is pretty much up to you, but the packages that I suggest you offer are all laid out exactly what you should offer in this package. Sometimes it's 2 package options. Sometimes it's 3 package options. So I basically give you the packages and how you pitch it to the client and sell it to the client. And then the third week, we go through what I call a 1-step start document, which is basically 1 document with all the questions that you need to ask the client in order to begin that service and start functioning in that service. So there's no back and forth. It keeps things profitable because you're going back to them and asking them for this just 1 set of things that you need from them in order to start working. Keeps it really clean. It keeps it really concise with the client. And again, I always sort of mention to people that if you don't get all of the information back from the client, don't start work, send it back, say this is incomplete. And then the final week is about how you either close the project off, like for example, if you're a website developer, you would close a project with a client, or how you retain the client after that, like for example, PA services or general admin services. So I take these roles that we've created in something I call 1nSourcing, which is basically going to one person to have all your operations management services handled. That's broken down into 9 individual roles, and then I teach you how to do those 9 individual roles on their own, not just as a collective. So that's what the workshops is all about. So if you have one particular skill where you're like really awesome at graphic design, that's what you want to focus on, you can take that one workshop and you can go ahead and run with that and sell that as a service on its own. Right. Or if you feel like you're more of a jack of all trades, which is something I do, I'm much more of a generalist VA. Then I built my business focusing on operations management, and there are 9 roles within the operations management service, and I focus on those 9 roles in those workshops. But because I was doing it as a collective, as an operations management service, I wanted to offer it also as an individual service as well, if people just wanted to focus on that one role and see where they go. So that's what the workshops are all about.
Okay. Do you offer one-on-one?
I do, yeah. I do one-on-one mentorship. Like I say, everything's changing right now, and I'm just out there for what people need from me. So if you're interested in working one-on-one with me, I do have slots. There's a program called the VA Protege, which I'm working on with some people right now. It's fairly new, but it's a 12-week program. Some people aren't able to commit right now to the 12 weeks because of obviously kids being at home and things. So we're spacing them out a little bit further. But it's 12 sessions with me where we build your business from day one to fully functioning. So that would be a good one-on-one option as well. So we get a one-on-one call every week or every couple of weeks, depending on how you want to run with that. And then literally we just take it step by step, bit by bit, and we say, right, this is your homework for this week. I also do my homework for you that week as well. So it's all completely tailored. It's all completely tailored to what you need to do in your business and how you want to function in your business, where we get together on a call. Then I give you, I basically go away and tell you what you need to do that week based on our call. I give you instructions, and then you go away and do those for that week and then come back. And then we repeat the same for 12 weeks. And it's an exact specific process. So that's the VA Protege. And I'll try and...
Is that also available on the same site? Okay.
Yeah, and that also includes all of... Thank you so much. And that also includes... The VA Protege also includes all of my digital training, everything that I've created and everything that you could possibly need, including the workshops, including all of my main business programs, the freelancer, the supporter, the entrepreneur, the consultant, and the business program as well. So that the Protege is really dedicated to just kind of me tailoring all of my training specifically to the individual. So let me see if I can put this link in here for you now. Where are we? Okay, so this is the VA Protege links. So for anybody interested in working on me one-on-one, then this will be the place to go. I'm going to put that link in there now. Thank you so much for your kind comments about me as a mentor. It's really awesome. I love you. I love you guys to death, really. And it's always my pleasure to work with every one of you and to see you grow and to see you change and adapt and how your business is. Thank you, Megan. Martha's keeping quiet. Martha's been awesome. Martha is one of the I would say the very first people, the very first course I created in 2010, she was on it. She was one of the very first people I trained, and Martha's business has been one of the most successful VA businesses I've ever seen. Yeah, so me and Martha go back a long way, and as you can see, like in this time of crisis where everyone's out of work, she's just manifesting clients out of nowhere. Don't cry, Martha. she's a darling and I love her. And believe me, there's a lot you can learn from that woman. And also she's such a trooper. The one thing I will say about if you want to survive in this environment, you've got to take a leaf out of the books of people like Martha, who do not let anything get in their way of achieving what they want to achieve. Martha has come through so much, like more than any individual would maybe even handle in their lifetime. Martha is, and she will never give up. She does not give up. She just keeps on going. She keeps on working. She works so hard to achieve what she wants to achieve. And that is the key, people. It's not about sitting on your ass. It's not about, for example, I want to be clear here. It's not about doing a shitload of stuff that you don't want to do and being miserable and unhappy. It's about knowing exactly what you want and saying, do you know what? I'm going to do whatever it takes to get there. I had that attitude myself. I have that attitude myself. I'm still there and I'm still doing it. You know, I'm not going to sit here during this crisis and just kind of drink myself to death on the sofa watching BBC News. No, I'm going to start thinking about how I can get through this and help other people get through this. I must admit, I've had a couple of days where I did sit watching BBC News, and I'm like, Michelle, what are you doing? You're wasting your time here. Just get doing something. So I just want you guys to know that Martha is a classic example of someone who's like, no, I will refuse to admit that I will be beaten or defeated by anything. And she's still going and she's still awesome. So thank you so much. And believe me, it has been my honor to be your mentor. Absolute honor.
And can I just say also, as a person that's also been around for a long time, whenever there are free resources too from anyone in the community or Michelle, or you are a part of one of Michelle's programs that has ongoing support calls, join them. Always try to join them, yes. Even if you don't have much to say, because sometimes you'll hear something somebody else says, or maybe you'll hear the thing that day that you really needed to hear for additional support, you know. So show up to the calls because they are great, and I've been on them for years.
Yeah, you have.
You always get something on them.
You still show up.
No, still show up.
Bless you.
I just pop up randomly, but just to say something, and Michelle, correct me if I'm wrong here, just on the back of what Michelle was saying about her Skillology courses.
Skillology.
Skillology courses. Okay, so if you've got an existing client, okay, and you're maybe doing, say, admin work for them, and they might be looking for someone to do anything on the social media or the graphic side or anything like that, and then you're like, well, you know, I'd really like to do that for you, and you want to try and upsell to that client rather than have that client go somewhere else. If you've taken one of Michelle's Skillology courses, workshops, then you can use that to upsell to your clients as well. So there's kind of like an advantage of taking those programs so that you can keep the work with your clients in-house, i.e. with you.
Yeah.
And just selling your extra services. And okay, it might sound a bit, I don't know if it sounds a bit mean or anything like that, but you know, you want to try and retain your clients and have your clients come to you with as much work as possible. And if you don't have the skill, then Michelle's got the class for you.
Thank you. And that's so true. And that's kind of why I ended up in operations management, because I really hated turning people away. It's like if someone came to me and said, oh, can you do this? I would be like, yeah, no problem. And then like I would spend the next 48 hours teaching myself how to do that when I was a solo VA. At the time, you know, also I had a little one. I was providing. I was the only, my business is the only thing that's provided for my family since day one. So it's like, I was just thinking, yeah, if somebody wants me to do this, I'm going to do this. And I would just sit there teaching myself that. So with the workshops, I didn't want to give anything too complicated. I wanted it to be a self-taught kind of thing. I wanted it to be something that people could sit there and grasp really, really easily to be able to offer that service to someone. And now with the systems and the technology that we have, I literally sat there teaching myself HTML and Dreamweaver and coding and things like that. You don't have to do that anymore, people. And you can do this so easily. You can build beautiful websites that look like they've been professionally designed for like in no time at all, really, really easily. And this is what I want to teach people now. We don't have to reinvent the wheel. We don't have to go down the road of teaching ourselves a lot of skills, you know, and taking a lot of time over it. We can do operations management just through the courses that I offer in the workshops I offer. I wanted to be able to give someone who didn't want to work maybe or build a big team, but still wanted to do the generalist VA thing as operations management, to label it as operations management, and to actually put themselves in a position where they could service the client entirely on their own if they wanted to. I'm not saying that that's the best thing to do, but I wanted to give people the opportunity to do that. And I really don't know any other VAs or courses out there where people are really trying to help people to do that and go in that direction, because it is a pretty complicated, daunting thing when you think, oh my God, I'm going to manage someone's business online on my own when I don't know this and I don't know this. But I've tried to break it down and make it as simple as possible for you. So that's what my workshop's all about, and that's what I specialize in. That's what I help people in, to get something that's good enough to really help people and get their business started, get their business moving. For sure, it's not for every kind of client, but it really is for a majority of the clients that use virtual assistants. And that's what we need to be aiming for and looking at. And if you do specialize in something really, really well, if you are a hard coder or a JavaScript or something like that, there's a place for you in there too. It's just all about how you approach it. But I didn't want to have people reinvent the wheel, and they didn't have to. That's just my take on it Anyway, we've gone over time, guys. We've been sat here more than an hour, and it's been great. This has been one of the best calls I think we've ever done. It's been so nice for me to just sit here and talk to you guys and have so many people on. We've had people coming in and going. Nancy had to say goodbye and things like that. But yeah, I really, for the foreseeable future of life as we know it, right now, I will be inviting everyone to these calls. Usually these calls are just for the paid members of my training and things like that, but until life kind of gets back to some kind of normality, whenever that is, I'm here for you every month just to talk and go through this stuff and do updates and share. And I hope you guys will do that too as well. So keep joining until somehow the world gets back on its feet. So thank you guys. Thank you everyone saying thank you in the chat. Thank you so much, everybody. It's been great to get together. Don't feel alone out there, even though you're in isolation and quarantine. We're all in this together, and please do come and join next month. It'd be so cool to see you guys. So thank you so much, and I'll see you on the next call. Much love. Bye guys.
Thank you, Michelle. I'll be reaching out to you.
Okay. Thank you, Catherine, sweetie.